I smelled it before I saw it, sharp, metallic, lingering in the air like it had been waiting. The kitchen door hung slightly open, its hinge whispering a complaint I didn't respond to. On the floor, sprawled unnaturally, was a body. Limbs twisted, eyes wide in a frozen stare. The phone vibrated on the counter, but no one dared answer it. Then a voice, low, urgent, came from the living room. "You didn't hear this from me." Every detail screamed wrong. A chair knocked over, glass shards glinting faintly under the flicker of the streetlight outside. Blood droplets forming a trail. The hum of guilt filled the room, pressing against my chest, heavier than any siren. I stepped inside and realized, in that quiet moment, that I had arrived seconds too late to stop whatever had begun. I moved slowly, cataloging the scene in silence. A photograph on the counter leaned sideways. Smiles stretched across faces that now felt like lies. The clock read 2:14 a.m., yet the last text on the victim's phone was sent hours earlier. Every misalignment mattered. Every detail was deliberate. Logic clashed with panic inside me. The hum in my skull urged me to flee. The calm voice told me to observe. I noticed small things, a pen placed precisely atop a notebook, a coffee cup still warm, a doorknob fingerprint smudged just enough to leave doubt. Each clue was a weight pressing down, colder than the one before. I could sense the pattern forming, even before I understood it. The crime wasn't chaotic, it was calculated, meticulous, designed to leave a trail of confusion while hiding the truth in plain sight. The people around me began to change. Voices grew hesitant, eyes darted away too quickly. A neighbor's casual greeting felt like a test. Fear seeped into the air like smoke, silent and suffocating. I understood then, this crime wasn't random, it was personal. Paranoia settled over the household like a living thing. Everyone held their breath, and even the walls seemed to tighten. The pattern I had glimpsed now became clearer. The crime had been planned, rehearsed, executed with precision. I could feel the pulse of guilt and control vibrating beneath every facade. The next movement, the next word, could expose everything. I watched, quietly, letting the tension accumulate. Every glance, every pause, was a message. Someone had underestimated me. It was a hidden camera tucked inside a smoke detector that confirmed my suspicion. Footage of the murder, unbroken, silent except for the subtle creak of footsteps and the victim's last breaths. The perpetrator was close. Someone trusted. Someone who had orchestrated everything, not out of greed or revenge, but to assert dominance, power over life and death. I processed it clinically, no shock, no rage, just a cold, surgical understanding. The crime had been intended to mislead, to bury the truth beneath layers of deceit, but it had failed. Every lie repeated, every detail manipulated, now led to one undeniable conclusion. The person behind this had been hiding in plain sight. I felt the silence of realization pressing harder than any scream ever could. I acted with precision. Evidence presented at the exact moment, confession inevitable. The guilty party did not scream, did not fight. They understood too late. I never raised my voice, I didn't need to. The truth alone was enough to dismantle them, to strip away control and leave them exposed. Every calculated move, every subtle exposure of facts, left them crumbling from within. Justice required no theatrics. The silence of their unraveling carried weight far heavier than any cry of rage. Their defeat was complete, internal, and irreversible. I observed quietly, letting the inevitability of consequence do the work. Afterward, the house was still. The air felt lighter, but my chest remained empty. Justice had been served, yet there was no satisfaction, only clarity. I walked away, not a hero, not a savior, only someone who had seen too much, who understood too clearly the depths of human deception. As I disappeared into the night, one thought lingered. Justice was never about mercy. Some doors, I realized, are better left closed, but truths, once unearthed, demand their own reckoning.